So hello guys, we are going to start our Pandas tutorial today. We are going to master Pandas library, which is very essential for data analytics and data science in this tutorial. So this tutorial will be divided into some modules. So these are some modules here. What is Pandas? Core data structures in Pandas, loading dataset, EDA, data selection and filtering, query, data cleaning and pre-processing, data transformation, reshaping the data, aggregation and grouping, merge like SQL. These things we are going to learn step by step. Okay. So let's start with our tutorial. So first thing is our Pandas introduction. So what is Pandas? Pandas is one of the most popular Python libraries used for working with data. So it helps us in these things like read data from different files, organize data in tables, cleaning the messy data, which you will get, analyze the data, perform calculations, find insights from the data. Okay. So basically, in simple words, Pandas is a library that makes data analysis easy and fast. Okay, so basically, it works mainly with tabular data, which means data arranged in rows and columns like an Excel sheet. Okay, so why do we need Pandas? So suppose you have a CSV file containing 5 lakh customer records. That is a huge data set, right? 5 lakh customer records. So without pandas, reading data will be difficult. Filtering records will take a lot of coding. Okay, calculating average or total is very will be very time consuming, right? But with pandas, reading data is very easy. Okay, filtering records can be done in just in few minutes, a few lines of code. Okay, calculating average or totals takes only one or two lines of code. Okay, that is the power of pandas library. Okay, that's why we data analysts or data scientists prefer pandas library. Okay, now there are two data structures which mainly two data structures pandas provide, series and data frame. Okay, let's understand these two things. First is series. A series is one dimensional labeled array. So it is similar to a single column in Excel, single column name or age, single column. Okay, don't count the index. Okay, it will be it will be basically similar to a single column in Excel. Okay, like this name Amit Rahul Priyasne. Okay, and second one is your data frame. So a data frame is a two-dimensional table. It will contain rows and columns also, just like Excel. So it will have, you can see, multiple columns, two-dimensional data table with rows and columns, multiple columns. Okay, like Excel sheet. Okay, so that is the difference between series and data frame. Now let's see how we can create series and data frame practically. Okay, if Pandas is not installed in your system, so you can download like this. Just type your CMD, open your command prompt, okay, and just write pip install Pandas, okay, Pandas, okay. In my system, it is already installed, so it will show me, yeah, requirement already satisfied, okay. So because in my system it is already downloaded. So if in your system it is not downloaded, so you can use this command pip install pandas. Okay. So now let's see how we can create data structure of pandas, which is our series and data frame. Okay. So I will give a markdown here. Uh, creating creating data structures. Okay. In pandas. Pandas. Okay, I will give a markdown here. Shift plus enter. Now, first one I will create series 1D, which is our 1D labeled array. Okay, first I will create series. So I will give a markdown again, series. series. Okay, shift plus enter. Now, first you need to import your pandas library. Import pandas alias pd. I have imported pandas. Now I can use my pandas library because I have imported pandas. Okay. Then you can create something like series is equal to, it is my variable in which I will store my series data structure. pd dot, you need to write pd dot series, you need to use series. Okay, pd dot series. So I will use some s is equal to pd dot series, suppose. Now you can create something like list. Okay, 10, 20, 30, 40, something like this. Okay, now if you will print your variable, that is as, yeah, you can see. So this is how it is looking like. This is a single column, this is a single column, and this is your index. Okay, that is what we studied. This is how series data frame looks like. Okay, now let's say data frame. How we can create a data frame? Data frame. That is our that is our 2D label table, 2D label table. Okay, in which we will have multiple columns and rows. Sorry, not shift plus enter. Okay, now how we can create a data frame? So suppose I am creating a variable data is equal to. Now we can create this like a dictionary. Okay, let's say I will give some names. I suppose I am giving a column name, and I will provide some names like let's say Rishi, let's say Rohan, let's say Rahul. This is my one column. Now, now I want another column in my data frame. That is, let's say age, age. So I have three names, so I will provide three age also. That is, let's say 30, 40, 50. Okay. Now, let's say I want to create one more. Uh, let's say I want to create one more column. Let's say salary. Okay. Again, I will give, let's say 25,000. Sorry, 25,000, 50,000. Let's say 75,000. Let's say. Okay. So these are the three columns I have created. Now, now to, I have to basically transfer this into a data frame. Okay. So how we can create? Let's say I am creating a variable df. df is equal to, I will have to write df is equal to, we will use pd dot, I want to create a data frame. So I will write data frame, use tab, data frame. Now, which which one is your data, and what we need to transform into data frame? That is data, because these things I am storing into my data variable. So I need to pass here my data variable. Okay. Now, if I want to see this, my data frame. Okay. Now, here you can see you have this is your index 0, 1, 2, and these are your three columns. Okay, three columns. Here you can see this is age is 30, salary is 25,000. Rohan's age is 40, his salary is 50,000. So that is the difference between data frame and series. Okay, now we are going to see how we can load the data set from like Excel CSV, database, JSON. Okay, so let's see how we can do it. How to load the data set. So it is very simple in Pandas. Okay, to load the data set. Let's say I have a file. Okay, I have this data set. This is a supermart data set. Okay, in which I have order ID, customer, category, subcategory, city, order date, region, sales, discount, profit, state. Okay, these things I have in this supermart data. Okay, so I suppose I want to analyze this. Okay, and this is very suppose this is very large data set. You can see around 10,000 records are there in data set. So I want to basically analyze this. So for analyzing, I I will have to basically load this data set here. Okay, I will have to load this data set here. Okay, so I have put this data set in the same folder in which I have opened this here in Jupyter Lab. So it is very simple. Okay, let's say I'm creating a variable. Let's say first I will give a markdown here from CSV file. CSV file. Okay, from CSV file. Okay, so this is my CSV file. Okay, so I want to load this. Simply you just give a variable in which you want to store your complete data set. Let's say I want to store in data set variable. So data set is equal to you need to read pd.read slash CSV. Your file type is CSV, right? Here you can say supermart.csv. So your file type is CSV. So you need to write slash CSV and here just click copy path and paste it here. Control plus P. Okay. Now let's say you want to check your data is loaded or not. Just check data.head by data.head. What it will do, it will basically give your starting five records. Okay. But suppose you don't want to see your starting five records. You want to see your starting two records. Just put here two, shift plus enter. Sorry, dataset.head. Okay. Yeah. You can see here. Your data set is loaded and here because I have given two, so this is my starting two rows. Okay, so similarly I can load the data. Suppose your file type is Excel. Okay, so let's say I'm giving a markdown here. Excel, give a markdown. Excel. Similarly, here you can just what you can do, just paste it here. Just you need to change from CSV to Excel. Excel. Okay. But when I will click shift plus enter, it will give me an error because my file type is CSV and I'm writing here Excel. So I'm just commenting this. Okay. So this is how you can load your Excel file also. Excel file also. Okay. So similarly, you want to load your JSON file. I will give a markdown. JSON. Similarly, what you can do, just you need to paste JSON instead of CSV or Excel. If your file type is JSON, just paste it here, JSON. So again, my file type is not JSON, so it will give me an error. So I'm just commenting this. Okay. So this is how you can load your CSV, Excel, and JSON file. Okay. Okay. Now, how you can load your data set from SQL database? SQL databases. Okay, I will give a markdown here. Its syntax will be quite different. Okay, syntax for this will be quite different. First, what you will need to do, you will need to basically import your, suppose in your SQLite 3, your databases, or you want to store that, you want to load that. Okay, so you need to first import your database. Then, let's say you need to, you will need to give a variable in which you want to store the data set. Now, what you will do, suppose I have the data set in SQLite, so you will write here SQLite 3 dot connect. You will write connect, and whatever your database name will be. Okay, let's say name dot SQLite. Okay, name dot SQL, whatever the name of your name of your database, we will give name dot SQLite, and then you will transfer this to a data frame. Okay, let's say pd dot read SQL, and you will something like you will give something like select all from from let's say your database is about school or college, so something like you want to store a table, you want to load a table, so let's say you have a table students. Okay, so just you need to give a select all from students, you, because your table name is student in the database. Okay, and you will give your variable name, that is our connection. Okay, so this is how you can load your data set from SQLite. Okay, basically from SQL databases. Okay, the next topic is exploratory data analysis. Okay, EDA. So what is EDA? EDA stands for exploratory data analysis. So it is the process of understanding a data before applying machine learning. So think of EDA as a getting to know your data. Suppose you have a data set, you have loaded a data set, and you don't know anything about your data set. So you want a basic idea about your data set. Okay. So for this, we use EDA. Okay. So before making predictions, we answer questions like how many rows are there? How many columns will be there? Are there missing values, duplicate values, average salary, highest sales, distribution, outliers? Okay. So basically, why is ED important? So without understanding the data, your model may give poor results, right? So EDA helps us to understand the data, finding errors, detecting missing values, removing duplicates, find patterns, detect outliers, select important features. So in these things, EDA helps us. Okay. So for EDA purpose, I will use this dataset, okay, which I have loaded in dataset variable. I will use this dataset for EDA, okay. So I will give a markdown here, EDA. I will give a markdown, shift plus enter. Okay, I will use dataset variable in which I have loaded the dataset. So there are few things you can use for your EDA using pandas, okay. So if you can see here, dataset dot, if you will give dataset dot head, it will provide you starting 5 records of your. I will again. Okay, now you can see from dot head you will get your starting 5 records. Okay, now similarly, if you will write here, use dot tail, data set dot tail. I'm using dataset here because I have loaded my dataset in dataset variable. Okay. So dataset dot tail, it will give you last five rows. Okay. You can see from last five records you have it has given. Okay. Using dot tail. Okay. Now you can check by dot info also. Dot info. Okay. Dot info will provide you the column info types or non-nulls. Okay, so order ID. Order ID is your non-null. Customer name is your non-null, and your data type. What is the data type of order ID? Object. Sales data type is integer 64. Discount data type is float. State also object. Okay, so these are uh, these are objects are basically strings. Okay, and int and float will be your numbers. Okay, so you can see by info your you can check your data type by info also. Okay, so you can check by data let's say data set dot describe. Describe is also a function. You will basically give, you will get all stats for numeric columns. Okay, so all the numeric columns you have, sales and sales, discount, profit is your numeric column. So you got your stats for this. What is the count of these things? What is the mean of these columns? Mean of column sale is this. Mean of discount column is this. Profits mean is this. Standard deviation is this. Minimum value of in the sales, discount and profit. 25% of this, 55%, 50% of this, 75% of this, or max. What is the maximum value of your in your column sales, discount, profit? So these things we can get from this dot describe function. Okay. Next thing you can use, let's say you want to check what are the different columns you have, all the columns you have, you want to check columns. Okay. I will not need to give you a parenthesis. So here you can see these are the list of columns I have: order ID, customer name, category, subcategory, city, order date, reason. Okay, these are the columns I have. Okay, so you can check this by dot columns. Now you want to, let's say, check how many rows or how many total number of rows and columns in your data set. You can simply check dataset dot shape. Here you can see you have 11 columns and 9,994 rows in your data set. Okay, so this is how you can check this by dot shape. So these are the things. Let's say you want to check how many null values in your data set. You can simply write data set dot. You can check is null, give parenthesis and just give dot sum. It will give you how many null values are there. So here you can see in all the columns I have, there is no null value. All have zero null value. Means there is there is no missing value or there is no null value in my data set. Okay. So this is how we can do the EDA using pandas. So that is not all about EDA. Okay. It is done by it are the things, these are the things basically which can be done by pandas. But when you will do EDA, you will need to plot graphs also. So graphs part I will cover when we will cover Matplotlib and Seaborn. At that time, we will cover how to check by how to do exploratory data analysis using by plotting graph using Matplotlib and Seaborn. At that time, we will see that. But using pandas, this is how you can do EDA. Okay, so you got to know about your data set. So now you have a basic idea about your data set because of EDA. So this is how we can perform EDA. Okay, now next is our data selection and filtering. So I will give a markdown here: data selection and filtering. Okay. I will give a markdown here. Shift plus enter. Now you can use, first we will see data selection. You can use data selection for data selection dot log and dot ilog. For example, I have the variable dataset in which I have stored the datasets. Suppose I will give suppose dataset dot log. Let's say I want to see the first row dot log. I will skip shift plus enter. This is your first row. All the values of first row. Order ID is this. Customer name is Harris. Category is your oil and masala. Okay. So this is your first row. So basically data selection is very necessary when you will analyze the dataset to basically select right rows and right columns. Okay. So let's say I will go for dataset.log. Now let's say I want to see, this is my dataset.add starting 5 records. So let's say I want to see the customer name Sudhas city. I want to see. So here you can see 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth number is your city. Okay. I want to see the city of Sudha and customer name is your Sudha. Okay. So if you will see, if you will give your, you want your first row, right? You want to check your first row and you want to check your city. What is the city of Sudha? What is sorry. Yeah. What is the city of Sudha? Okay. So I will give city. Here you can see. So yeah, here you can see Krishnagiri. Krishnagiri is the city of Sudha. Okay. So here you can see Sudha's city is Krishnagiri. So here, this is how you can use dot log. And let's say you want some multiple columns. Okay. Let's say I want some columns like, suppose, uh, let's say I want customer name. I don't want to use all my data set. Okay. Let's say I want only customer name and some, like, I want to check profit. I want to check profit and I want to check discount. Okay. So I don't want to see the whole data. I want only this column. So simply pass this. Log has only one dimension. So first we will need to give rows. How many rows we want? Suppose I want all the rows. So for all the rows, to get all the rows, you will use this and then comma, and then you will give a separate square braces for your columns. Okay. Now here you can see you got your all rows and your only three columns is there. Okay, only three columns. So this is how we can use dot log. And let's say I want first three rows. So uh, my variable name is dataset dot log. I want first three rows. Okay, so what I will do, I will give 0 to 2. 0 to 2. Okay. Now here you can see first three rows I get. I got my first three rows. Okay. So this is how dot log can we can use for data selection. Similarly, we can use dot ilog, but dot ilog will use only integer positions. Okay. It will not take like customer name, discount, or profit like this. Okay. It will take only integer position. For example, if I will give dot I log 0. 0, it will provide the same output as log. Here you can see I got the same output by log 0 and dot I log 0. Okay. So, but let's say, I want dot I log. Now I want Sudha's city again. I want to know the city of Sudha again. So how we can do using ilog. For ilog, we will use. So I want the first row, right? First row. Sudha is at my first row, and then I want only city. I want only city. So what is the index of city? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I will give 4, 4. Now here you can see Krishnagiri. Okay, same output. But what is the difference between log and ilog? Here I have given 1 comma city, 1 comma city. But here I have given the position. Of, basically, you can say index. Index I have given 4. So I got the same value, Krishnagiri. So that is the difference between log and ilog. Okay. Similarly, you can see like suppose data set dot ilog second row first column Hussain. So what is that first second row first column 0 1. So here you can see what is that my first index number of sorry, what is the index number of my customer name? 0 1 1. So what is that my second row? That is Hussein. At index number 1, that is my customer name, and on the second index, second row, I have Hussein. So I got Hussein. So this is how we can apply dot ilog. And suppose I want to fetch multiple columns. So let's say data set dot ilog. Let's say I want to fetch first row, only first row, but I want multiple columns. So I will not give here names of multiple columns like customer name, discount, profit. Instead of this, we will use the index number of those. Like let's say I want the first index number column, fifth index number column, seventh index number column. Okay. So here you can see I got my first row. I got my first row, and I got the value for my first index number 1 column, that is customer name, fifth index number column, that is order date, and seventh index number column, that is sales. So I got this. If you want all the records, not only the first record, don't use 0, use this. You will get your all records now. Okay, so this is how we can use dot log and dot ilog to select the data. Similarly, like for fast access, we can use dot at and dot I8. I8 we can use. So like this data set dot at. Let's say I want to get first row, first row of, let's say first row of customer name I want to get. So you can use dot at like this. This space I have to remove. Now here you can see Harris. So what is that your first row? First row is this. And what is that your customer name? Customer name first row Harris. So it has provided me Harris. Okay. So that is how dot at work. Here you can see we are providing the name, not integer position. For for dot I8, similarly dot I8, you will need to give your integer position instead of your customer name instead of your name. Okay. So here you can see like this is my I think first index. Yeah, customer name. Order ID at 0, customer name is 1. So here you can see I will give 1. It will give me the same output. Here you can see at index number 1, that is my customer name. When we will use dot add, I will use the name, and when we will use dot I8, we will use the index position number, similar to that log and dot ilog. Okay, so this is how we can select the data using dot log and dot ilog. Okay, so you can store these things into a new variable also. Okay, suppose you want to store data 2 is equal to, you will store this in data 2, and when you will print your data 2, it will provide you this. Okay, so that is how we can do. And then you can basically analyze your data 2, in which you have stored this separate data, not all the data set. Okay, so this is how you can analyze these things. Okay, you can work with pandas like this. Okay, now let's say I will use filtering. Now I will explain filtering. I will give a markdown here. Now let's say I want to filter something. Let's say first I will simply give a dataset.head so that I can see my data here, starting 5 records of my dataset. Now, let's say I want to see all those records that is greater than, let's say, 400. Let's say 400. Okay. So how you can do that? You can simply go for your dataset. What you are selecting? You are selecting from dataset. Again, you will go for your dataset. Now, what is the condition on which column you want the condition? I want the condition on profit. So I will copy this. I will paste this. Now, what is the condition you want? I want all the records. I want all the records of data set in which I have the profit that is greater than 400. So I will simply write 400. Okay. Now here you can see. Now you got your 3,937 records, but initially you had your 9,994 records. Now you got 3,937 records. That is all the records which whose profit is greater than 400. Now here you can see any value will not see which will be less than 400. Okay, so that is how we can use filtering. Okay, you can use multiple conditions as well. Let's say now I want data set. Again, I will go for data set, my data set. Now you can use multiple conditions. Okay. Now let's say I want conditions like profit. On profit, I'm applying again the condition. Let's say I'm saying that profit should be greater than, let's say this I am giving 1,000. 1,000. Let's say I will give 700. 700. I'm saying that profit should be my greater than 700. Give me those data, those records only in which I have the profit that is greater than 700, but the city should be Chennai. But the city should be Chennai. So I'm applying the one more condition. So I will use and. And because both of my conditions should be true, both of my conditions should be true. So I will use AND operator here, and I will again go for my data set. What is the next condition I want to apply? I want to apply the next condition on city. So I will provide here city. City should be my Chennai. City should be my Chennai. I will simply copy my Chennai city. So what I'm saying? I'm saying only give me those records, only give me those records whose profit is 700 plus date. City should be Chennai only, only Chennai. So this is the condition I am providing here. Okay. So you will use a separate parenthesis for both conditions. And I'm applying here also. Okay. Now shift plus enter. Now you can see you got this much uh, data set. Okay, this much records. Okay, now here you can see my profit will be greater than 700. You will not able to see here less than 700 in profit column. And here you can see one thing. City is only Chennai here. You can see only Chennai because we have applied that condition here. So this is how you get to analyze by using in pandas. Okay, so this is how we can do analyze. We can perform operations on our data set. Okay. So these things you will do. Okay. With pandas when you will analyze the data set. Okay. So this is how you can use filtering. Okay. You can use query also. Querying. You can use querying also. Querying also. Okay. Querying. I will give a markdown here. Querying. For example, let's say I want to use dataset dot query and same condition let's say I will apply here. Same condition I will apply here. Okay. I will say I will say what is your first call and on which you will apply the condition. Let's say profit. Okay. Profit should be profit should be 700 greater than 700 and and city 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 will be equal to Chennai. Okay, I am applying the same condition but using dot query. Dot query I am using. Okay, I will use this single the single tip. Okay. Now what I'm saying the same condition. I'm giving the same condition, but using dot query method. I'm saying profit should be 700 and city will be my Chennai only. Okay. If you will run this, here you can see you got the same output. You got the same output here. Okay. From this line of code also you got the same output, and from this line of code you got your same output. Okay, so you can use both. Okay, so this is how you can use dot query. Next is our data cleaning and pre-processing. So real world data which you will get will never be perfect. Okay, it will usually contain these things. It will contain missing values. It will contain duplicate records. It will contain wrong formats. Like here you can see 25 with 20, 35, 30.5 is 30. Extra spaces you can get. Okay, here you can see you can get incorrect values. Okay, so basically, cleaning the data is data cleaning, and preparing the clean data for analysis is called data pre-processing. Okay. So data cleaning basically makes data accurate, usable, makes data usable, and Both are essential before analysis or machine learning. Let's see how we can perform data cleaning and pre-processing practically. Okay. For data cleaning and pre-processing, we will use this same data, but I have done some changes in this. Okay, so that you we can use this data set for data cleaning and pre-processing purpose. For example, I have introduced some missing values. I've deleted some records. I have uh, given some duplicate records. So let's see how we can perform data cleaning and pre-processing on this data set. Okay. So I am giving a markdown here, data cleaning, cleaning and pre-processing. Okay, I will give a markdown. I will give shift plus enter. Now I will first load my data set. Let's say I am storing this into data2 is equal to, I will use pd.read slash csv because this is my csv file. I will give the path here, right click, copy path. I will paste it here. I will check my data is loaded or not. Okay. Now here you can see my data gets loaded. Okay. I will check is there any null value in my data set or not. So how we can check? I will go for my data2 dot is null dot sum. It will provide a sum for all the columns. Yeah, you can see it is saying in discount column there are five records are missing. Okay, in profit column there are six missing values. Okay, this is what it is saying. Okay, so what are the operations we can perform? Okay, for our to handling missing values. Simply, suppose you want to drop all missing values rows. Okay, simply you can do data is null, data2 dot is null is sorry, data2 dot drop na. If you will provide this, then it will drop all the missing values from your data set. All the missing values from the data set. Suppose you have many missing values. Suppose there are around 10,000 records and one column has around 5,000 missing values. So there's no meaning of that column. So if you want to drop that particular column, so simply you can write data dot drop na axis is equal to 1. Axis is equal to 1. When you will provide axis is equal to 1, it will not simply delete that particular row which have missing values, but it will delete the whole column which has a missing value. Okay, so this is how. Okay, here data 2 I have, so I will do this. Okay, so here you can see you will not able to see discount or profit here because it has deleted the whole column, because in the discount column there was five records were missing. In profit column there was six records were missing, so it has deleted that particular rows because of this line of code where I am saying x is equal to 1, delete the column which is containing missing values. Okay, there are multiple ways to handle missing values. Suppose you want to fill any missing value with a particular value. Suppose you have a missing values in discount and profit. You want to fill those missing value with zero. Okay, simply you will write this line of code, data dot fill na zero. What it will do? It will insert zero to all those values which were missing. Okay, Again, I'm giving data. It is data 2. Okay, so this is how it works. Here you can see it was a missing value. It was a missing value. So it has given 0. Okay, it has inserted 0 here. Okay. Similarly, suppose you have a profit column. Okay. So for profit column, you can insert or you can basically insert the missing value by its mean. Okay. What is the mean value of your profit column? What is the mean value of profit column? I want to fill but that particular value in our missing value. So here, how we can use that? I want to simply fill the missing value by mean of the profit column. So I will use simply data 2. I am filling profit column, right? So I will write profit dot fill NA dot fill NA from what we are filling. We are filling with its mean value. So now I will give data 2. Again, I will go for profit. I'm saying, I'm saying that fill this by its mean value. Its mean value. Okay. Here you can see. It will filled by its mean value. Okay. So here you can see when I've inserted 0 for all missing values, it was showing 0 here, right? For the fourth index number. Now you can see at what is that fourth number index? 374 means the mean value of the profit column is around 374.80 something. So it has filled with mean value. So that is how we can fill the missing value. We can use forward fill also. I'm saying fill all the missing value by forward fill. Okay, forward fill. Here you can see on the fourth record it was a missing value. It has filled with its previous value 89.60. Okay, so it it got its previous value 89.60 because on the third row it has 89.60. It got 89.60. Similarly, I can use backward fill also. Data 2 dot backward fill b fill we will use. Now you can see. Now you can see it has changed. It is changed to 322 because on the fifth index number there will be value of profit column is 322. Then so it is filled by 322. This is how we can fill missing values. Now next thing is our detecting uh, duplicate values. So how we can detect is there any duplicate value in my data set or not? Data 2 dot duplicated duplicated. Here you can see it is saying that on the 9994 and 9995 row number there are some duplicate values. Okay, there are some duplicate values it is saying. So So there is no meaning of duplicate values. Okay. It will not gonna help you in analysis. Duplicate value. You will always simply delete your duplicate value. Okay. So simply how you can drop your duplicate values. Simply you will write data 2 because in this variable I have the data set data 2 dot drop drop duplicates. Drop duplicates. Okay. Okay. If you will again run this, if you will again run this, okay. So here in place is equal to you will have to write in place is equal to true. Okay. In place is equal to true. Now if you will check this, you will check this. because it was providing a copy, not a view. Okay. Now if you will check, here you can see you are getting false here because now there is no duplicate values in your data set. Why? Because I have given in place is equal to true. Okay. Now next thing is, let's say I'm checking my data2.info. I want to check the data type. Here you can see I have the data type of sales integer 64. Rest object data type is your string data type basically. Integer data type, float data type I have. Okay. So let's say I want to change the data type of profit by float to int. How we can do that? In NumPy tutorial I have already discussed, but I am again uh, explaining it. I will go for my variable data2. I want to change the data type of which one? Let's say I want to change the data type of discount. I will go for my discount equals to data to data to. Again, I will go for my same column. What I am doing here, I am changing my data type of discount to from float 64 to int 64. What I will do, I will give as type what I provide int 64 int 64. Okay, int. Okay, so it is not able to convert this. So let's say I want to convert sales, sales from int to float. Okay. Now if you will see data2.info, here you can see first sales had the integer 64 data type. Now sales has the float 64 data type. Sales has float 64 data type. Okay. So that is how we can change the data type. Okay. We can use PD to date time also. Okay. You can use object also for changing the data type. Okay. So this is how we can use as type for changing the data type. For date time, we will use PD dot to slash date time. Okay. So this is how we can change the data type. Okay. Let's say you want to change a specific thing. Okay. Change a specific value. Okay. So let's say you want to change something like you want to change Tamil Nadu to Tamil only. Okay. You don't want to write Tamil. You want to write only Tamil. Sorry, instead of Nadu, you want Tamil. So this is how something you can do that. So I will go for my data too. Now I will go for my column, which is my column. That is our state state column, right? I'm just giving an example how you can change your data particular value of your data. I will use replace. From what we are replacing? I am replacing Tamil Nadu, Tamil Nadu, Tamil Nadu to I am replacing by Tamil only. Okay, Tamil. Okay, so we will use square braces here. Okay, Now you can see your state column has replaced Tamil Nadu from Tamil only. Okay, so this is how you can use dot replace method. And let's say next thing is our, let's say, data transformation. Our next topic is our data transformation. Data transformation. Now, let's say you want to sort your values in ascending order. For ascending order for, let's say, profit. Okay, profit. I will use ascending order for that. So I will simply write data2 dot sort values, sort slash values, and I will provide my column, which is my column profit. I will simply copy this. I will provide my column. I am saying arrange my data according to ascending order on the basis of profit. Profits ascending order. Okay. So this is how you can see it has provided me this ascending order. Okay. In the ascending order. Similarly, if you want in descending order, simply you need to what you need to give you will simply give here ascending is equal to false because default value is your ascending. So you will give ascending is equal to false. It will provide you in descending order. Now you can see it has arranged your data in your descending order. Okay. You can do that for multiple value, multiple columns also. Data 2 dot sort values, and you will provide here your multiple columns. Let's say one is your profit, sorry, profit, and second column is your, let's say, sales. Second column is your sales. Okay, and you want ascending is equal to false means you want this in descending order. Okay, you can do this. Now you can see it will arrange my data set into descending order from sales and using sales and profit both. Okay, so this is how we can use sorting. Okay, and one few things we can do more. Let's say I want to rename any column, rename any column's name. Okay, how you can do that? You can simply go for your data two because I have stored the data set in data two. Rename columns is equal to your. Let's say I want to change customer name to only customer. I will give customer name and I want to change this with my new name that is our customer only customer. Okay, and I will write here, I will use a square braces. I will use a square brace and I will write in place is equal to true. In place is equal to true. Okay, there is no customer name, it is only customer. Okay, so this is how we can do that. So next is our, let's say, changing the column order. Okay. So, so next thing is, let's say you want to change all the columns name. You will simply write columns is equal to and you will provide your new name here, new names here. All the new names provide in this order. Let's say order, let's say CUST only, customer, not customer name, not customer, only CUST. So this is how you can provide all your columns, new columns name here. Okay. So it will replace that with your new name. Okay. So next is your, let's say you want to change the column order. Okay. Just paste your new order of columns name. Okay. Simply you will go for data 2 and you will again provide your data 2, and here here I have suppose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 columns. So you will provide all 11 columns in whatever order you want. Okay. So this is how you can change the order of your columns also. Okay. So our aggregation and grouping. Okay. So aggregation, first understand aggregation. Basically, aggregation and grouping helps us to summarize data and understanding it better. So first understand aggregation. So aggregation means performing calculations on the entire data to get a single result. Single result. Common aggregation functions are sum means total, mean means average, maximum value, minimum value, and your total count. Okay. So for example, so find total average maximum and minimum of the salary column. Okay. So this is your data and this is what you get from aggregation. Your sum, average, maximum, minimum, count. Okay. Count is your total number of records. Okay. So this is what are the things which we can do by aggregation. Next thing is your grouping. Grouping means dividing the data into groups based on one or more columns and then applying aggregation of each group. Okay, so this is what grouping is. So let's see how we can perform aggregation and grouping. Okay, so I have created a data frame here in which I have employee ID, employee name, department, gender, city, salary, and his experience in years. Okay, so I have created a data frame here. Okay, so this is how my data frame is, data set is looking like. Okay, so I have created a data frame here and I have stored this in data 3 and my data frame is EF2. Okay, so now let's understand how we can use dot group by function. Okay, for example, let's say I want to group this by department and then I want to calculate the average salary for each group. Okay, so how we can do that? Let's say I will go for my df2 dot. I will use my group by function. Group by. I want to group by department. Okay, department, and I will give salary here. I want the mean of the salary, so I will give salary here, and I will give dot mean. Okay. Now you can see it is saying finance average salary is 57,500, HRs is 52,000, IT is 70,666, and sales average salary is 48,500. That is what it is saying. Okay. So some common aggregations functions are like you can calculate mean like this. Mean, you can calculate sum like this. You got the sum. Okay. And you can count, you can check this by count as well. You can apply count function also. Count finance 2, HR 3, IT 3, sales 2. So there are two person from finance, three from HR, three from IT, and two from sales. Similarly, I can calculate, I can check my mean and max also. So here you can see from finance, highest salary is this, HR is this. Sorry, minimum salary is 55,000. HR's minimum salary is 48,000, 65,000, 45,000. Similarly, I can check this by max also. Max. Now you can see max from finance, max salary is 60,000, HR 58,000, IT 75,000, sales 52,000. Okay. So if you want to group multiple columns, this is how you can do that. df2 dot group by, group by, group by, provide your columns name. What are the columns name you want? Let's say you want, what are the columns I have? Employee name, department, gender, city. Let's say I want to group department and salary, and then I want to calculate the average salary from each group. Okay, I will give first your all columns you want in the square braces. I want, let's say I want another column that is, let's say city. City. I will paste it here. And what I want salaries mean. Salary mean. Dot mean. Now you can see you got your multiple columns grouped by your salaries mean. Okay. So that is how we can use group by function and this aggregation and some aggregation function. These are some common aggregation functions. Okay. You can use. Okay. Mean, sum, count, mean, max. Okay. So these are the common aggregation functions you can use. Now, now let's see how we can merge the data. So for that, I will create two different data frames. Okay. So first data frame, I will give a markdown here. Merge like SQL. Okay. Let's say first data frame I will create. Let's say I will store my data in this employees. I will use data frame, and I will provide this some details here. Let's say employee ID, employee ID. Let's say 123. Next detail I will provide, let's say name. Let's say name. Anything we will provide here. Let's say Aman, Rohan, let's say Sohan. Okay. Next detail I will provide department ID. Let's say department ID. Department ID. Let's say 20, 10, 20, 30. Okay. So I have created a data frame, employees. Now I will create a new data frame, departments, and I will show you how we can merge the dataset using pandas like SQL. Okay, like how we can merge like SQL in pandas. Okay, I will use data frame. I will end this by a parenthesis. Now, let's say I will give department ID because it should be common in both department ID. That is how I'm going to merge it. Okay. Depth ID. Okay. I will give the same values 10, comma 20, comma 30 so that I can merge the data set. Merge two tables into one. For that we need a For that, we need a common column. That is our department ID. Let's say department name. Department name. And I will provide, let's say, IT, HR, and let's say sales. Okay. I have created two data frames here. I will fix it the center. If you will see your employees, it is looking like this. If you will see your departments, it is looking like this. Now we are going to merge this data set, these two tables into one. Okay. So first we will join these two tables into one. First is our left join. How we can do left join? Left join. I will give a markdown here. Left join. So I will use pd.merge. Pd.merge. What I want to merge employees, departments, departments, and then on which basis I want to merge these two tables. Remember, I have a common column here, department ID. So I will use on is equal to basically I have written on department ID. Sorry, not department name. It is department ID. On department ID, and remember I am doing a left join, so I will give how to left left how I am doing left join I am doing. Okay. So I did a mistake here. Here I will do depth type. Okay. It was not matching. Okay. Now if you will do now. Here you can see it has merged. How it has merged? From left. Okay. So here you can see I have employee ID, name, department ID, and department name. Okay. So now let's see how we can do right join. Simply I will use how as right. Sorry. I will use markdown here. Right join. Simply I will copy this and I will give this right. Now here you can see it has joined by right join. Similarly, I will use outer join. Outer join. I will give the markdown here. Shift plus enter. Similarly, I will do how as right, right. Okay. Sorry, not right. This time I will use outer. Now, this is how we can merge the data. This is how we can merge this data. Okay. So that is all about in pandas. Okay. In the next tutorial, we are going to see matplotlib and seaborn. Okay. That's all in this video. Thank you.